The Air Force fights wars from the air and does other things that the Army and Navy do not. The Air Force consists of bombers, helicopters, fighter planes, transport planes, and other aircraft. Like other forces, the Air Force maintains national security. Most major world powers have air forces ranging in size from a few hundred to a couple of thousand aircraft. Air forces on this list, which is organized by total aircraft strength and employee power. So this video will talk about the top 6 air forces in the world. Number 6. Japanese Air Force. The Japanese Air Force, also known as the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, is the world's 6th largest air force, trailing only South Korea's in terms of aircraft. Japan has a fleet of 1,500 aircrafts and a $44 billion defense budget. Japan's military is the world's 8th most powerful. The Japan Air Self-Defense Force had 46,942 active duty airmen and 2,971 civilian officials as of the end of 2018, for a total of 49,913 Air Force personnel. The first class of locally trained F-35 pilots graduated recently, and Japan is on schedule to establish its first operational F-35 unit. Did you know? The Japan Air Self-Defense Force is Japan's newest military branch, having been established on July 1, 1954. Number 5. Republic of Korea Air Force. South Korea's military air force is the world's 7th strongest overall. South Korea currently has 1,560 aircraft and a $40 billion defense budget, and the total number of employees is around 65,000. The Republic of Korea Air Force operates 24 aircraft types, including the KF-16 Fighting Falcon, the F-35 Lightning II, and the Kamov Ka-27 Helix. The United States Air Force is currently training pilots from the Republic of Korea Air Force to fly F-35 planes at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. Number 4. Indian Air Force. According to Global Firepower, the Indian Air Force is the world's 4th largest air force, and India is the world's 4th strongest military. India's air force is quite small in comparison to some of the larger air forces, with only about 2,185 aircraft and 139,576 personnel. In addition, the total defense budget is $47 billion. The Indian Air Force has been upgrading its fleet in recent years in order to compete with the world's more advanced air forces. The Indian Air Force intends to expand its fleet with additional Su-30 MKI aircraft, light combat aircraft, and medium multi-role combat aircraft. The Indian Air Force was founded in 1932, while India was under British rule and was initially part of the Royal Air Force of the United Kingdom. Number 3. People's Liberation Army Air Force. The Chinese Air Force, known as the People's Liberation Army Air Force, is not far behind Russia. China's military is ranked 3rd in the world, and the PLA Air Force has approximately 3,035 aircraft. Despite having fewer aircraft than Russia, China has a much larger defense budget and more than double the personnel. The total number of employees is 398,000. Furthermore, due to the country's large defense budget, which is currently at $151 billion, China's military strength has grown stronger and faster than Russia's in recent years. According to the U.S. Air Force, the PLA Air Force is catching up quickly, and China has its own versions of several USAF aircraft. Number 2. Russian Air Force. Despite the fact that the Russian Air Force is the world's 2nd strongest force, the gap between its aircraft strength and that of the United States is significant. The Russian Air Force has only 3,914 planes and 148,000 personnel. Russia does, however, have a relatively large defense budget of $47 billion, which is higher than that of many of the other countries on this list. In 2015, the Russian Air Force and the Aerospace Defense Troops merged to form the Russian Federation Aerospace Forces. The Aerospace Forces, in addition to the regular Air Force, handle space launches and maintain Russia's ballistic missile early warning system, satellite control network, and space object surveillance and identification network. The Sukhoi Su-24 is the most widely used aircraft in the Russian Air Force. It is an all-weather bomber that was developed in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Number 1. United States Air Force. With a total of 13,362 aircraft, the United States Air Force is the world's largest air force. Nearly 2,000 of those planes are fighters, while nearly 3,000 are attack planes. The total number of employees is 462,910. In addition to thousands of aircraft, the U.S. Air Force has nearly 500,000 active duty military personnel and full-time civilian employees. With all of this air power, manpower, and a defense budget of $647 billion, the United States Air Force is not only the largest but also the most powerful air force in the world. If you are curious about information like this, we encourage you to stay with us. Don't forget to subscribe to us and leave a comment below. Have a nice day.